You are going to start off the meeting, Jessica, with a couple presentations. Tell me a little bit about those presentations.
Hi, Sarah. Yes, I've invited Rose Evans, who's the Associate Director for the Division of Housing Stabilization at the state's Department of Housing and Community Development, as well as Arlene McNamee. She's a licensed clinical social worker and also the Chief Executive Officer of the Catholic Social Services. And together they'll update the Council on the transition of operations from the Noah shelter to the St. Joseph's House. And I'm very pleased with how proactive and involved and responsive the state has been with regards to the homelessness situation, especially as a reaction to the outcry of the business owners on Main Street. So both Rose and Arlene will be before the Council to brief us on what's taking place to date with the new operations.
Yeah, so important, I think, too, for the councilors and the state, as well as the town management and the entire town council, to sort of be on the same page. And I know that the subcommittee, the homelessness subcommittee, has been hard at work as well. So really good for everyone to sort of get together at the meeting and discuss what's happening, and of course ask any questions as well.
That's right. I mean, we're putting together I think a cohesive front. Everybody, as you said, wants to be on the same page and working towards not only ending homelessness, but treating everyone fairly and equitably. So.
Yeah, making it work for everyone.
Yes.
Such an important topic. I want to talk to you, too, a little bit. You're going to start in the orders of the day, going into old business. A couple things, maybe an appointment to board, committee, and commissions.
Yes, as per usual, our appointments are always changing and volunteers come and go on the committees, and we'll be voting on the Cultural Council appointment of Ellen Cliggott, and this is the only item under old business, and then we go into our new business items. The first being an appropriation order in the amount of $1,710, and that's for the acquisition of a temporary easement or a 3-year easement over a parcel of land located along Strawberry Hill Road in Centerville. That's referring to a public hearing on the 15th. That needs 2 readings, if you will. So we won't be acting on that tonight, and I can speak a little further on that at our next meeting, if you wish. And this is tied into the improvement of that intersection, which normally the MassDOT secures easements, but neglected to do so with this project. So the town has stepped in to secure that easement.
Wonderful. And then, of course, next up in the meeting, you're going to be talking about an acceptance of an $11,000 grant. And this is coming from the the EPA.
That's right, Environmental Protection Agency. And this is from their Recycling Dividends program. And this will allow our solid waste division in the town to enhance our recycling by putting outdoor and public spaces, recycling containers and carts and bins to help with recycling efforts, and also with outreach and educational materials for this. So we always, the town is very good about providing receptacles for trash, but would like to see a little bit more efforts towards recycling a lot of those plastic bottles and whatnot that shouldn't be put into the waste stream.
Yeah, exactly, and make it so much easier for people. If it isn't available, it doesn't happen. So
that's right.
Definitely an important thing there. Want to talk a little bit about the appropriation amount order for $15,000 for the Barnstable Police Department. This is for fixing a boat that the police department owns. Is that correct?
That's right, and this also is since it's an appropriation, it will require a public hearing. So this will be acted upon at our next meeting on the 15th. But with regards to this item, the police department has a boat that they run on Lake Wacquaquet, and apparently the engine can't be fixed anymore. So they need to secure a new engine to run that that boat, and that's what this appropriation is for. So this isn't a reoccurring expense. It's a one-time expense that they'll be asking for.
Great. And then the final item on the agenda for tonight's meeting is an acceptance of some water line easements. Why is this necessary?
Well, and this may be acted upon as well, as you know, because of the contamination of the water system. We've had to secure interconnections from Yarmouth and from the water department, and this is engineering and whatnot. These easements will help to secure a permanent point of interconnection between Yarmouth's water and our water system. So this is actually the funds for this were already appropriated when we did Council Item 2016-096. So the fiscal year 2017 operating budget won't be affected by this appropriation. It's just kind of redirecting it to secure this easement.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for helping us break down everything that's going to be on the agenda tonight. We really appreciate it, and look forward to chatting with you in a couple weeks.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And I just want to mention one last thing. Tonight is our annual election, nominations for election of officers for the council, for the president and vice president. That occurs tonight as well. So.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you for bringing that up. I completely bypassed that, didn't I?
Yeah, that's okay. No. We also will be setting our town council meeting calendar for 2017. Those are the last orders of the day.
Wow, I cannot believe we're scheduling meetings for 2017.
I can't believe it's December 1st already.
I know. How did that happen?
Good.
Hey, thank you, Jessica, so much for giving us a call and breaking down everything that's happening tonight at the meeting. So important for residents. Really appreciate it.
We try and picture events that we put on in the village to take on a Norman Rockwellish type atmosphere and look. As you know, anyone who's been to our parade can attest. We're constantly compared to a Norman Rockwell painting, and so what we try and keep the Christmas event to is kind of have the same feel. It's a nautical village, so we bring Santa Claus in by boat. And he lands at the town pier, and we, stage the event here on the common in front of the big Christmas tree. So it's just very quaint, obviously very family oriented. You have your little kids seeing Santa Claus and parents and grandparents. It's a very family oriented event, and it's very small. There's a horse-drawn carriage ride that starts at 12:30 that goes all afternoon. There is face painting at the Kettle Hoe. The library, I believe, is bringing in a juggler this year. They usually have a magician or a juggler that performs for about an hour. There's arts and crafts shows at Bruce Hall. There's another arts and crafts show at Freedom Hall. And that's kind of it. So there's plenty of things for the kids to do all afternoon while they are waiting for Santa Claus to show up. So when I first did this 17 years ago, I sat in front of the tree, which was about 10 feet high, on a folding card table chair, and there were probably 15 kids, and it was over in a flash. I got a ride by the fire truck, and then I would, when I was done with the kids, I would get in the truck and go. And now it's, Santa Claus comes in by boat. It's quite a little operation. We probably see at least 100 to 125 kids now. And it goes till dark. It's dark when the last kid finishes with Santa Claus. Just seeing the kids come up, and some of them are terrified. They're all giving lists to Santa Claus. I mean, it's a lot of fun.